YouTubers, good morning. Mike Martin's here with the Mike Martin channel. Thanks, and welcome to Morning Coffee with Mike. Guys, okay, preparedness, important. I got an email. I'm with my daughter, by the way. Say hi. We're on our way. Today is Daddy-Daughter Day. Usually it's Mondays is Daddy-Daughter Day, my day off on Mondays and Tuesdays. So we are off to basically drop off some mail, and then we're off to Kashkaba Denny's? Yeah? Okay. Looks like we're going off to Denny's now to get ourselves a little something to eat. And yeah, I want to thank everybody that's been tuning into the show, being part of the show, being part of the, discussion and kind of going with the flow, with the trends and things that are happening, whether it's in the markets, whether it's in housing, whether it's in, affordability issues, layoffs, price of food, price of, you know what I mean? Like the cost of operating for anything is getting up there. We got the CV flowing around. CV is not doing too well, and it's popping up everywhere, and a lot of people are getting sick. Now, preparedness is important, guys, because preparedness is key to survival. And I'm not talking about survival in the woods. Well, that's if you bug out, right? That's if it gets really serious. And what I'm deeply concerned about is our massive populations a massive majority, a portion. I would say in the cities, a massive population, and I'm going to be conservative about this. About 80% of the populations in the downtown cores of major cities live in condos. They live in condominiums, and I'm thinking that this is going to be a problem. This is going to be a huge problem. You saw what happened on the cruise ship. You see what happens if they turn off the circulation or ventilation in those condos. What's going to happen? What will happen potentially? And I'm not trying to be doom and gloom. I just want to make sure that people understand the dangers they may be facing when it comes to coordinating things, right? This is going to be a wake-up call. This is a wake-up call to a lot of investors right now. I just did stock market's crashing. We've been waiting for this for a long time. We've been waiting for a proper correction. We've been waiting for a correction in the markets. We've been waiting for a correction in the housing markets. We've been waiting for a correction in the commodities and all that stuff. Oil is going down, so you're going to see a spike in gasoline prices. Oil goes down, people think, oh, then gas will be cheaper if oil is cheaper. No. It actually means that you're going to pay a lot more for your gasoline at the pumps. So we got the caps. Caps are flying by there. All right, so yeah, you're going to see an increase in the price of food, because now they're going to say, oh, the gas prices went up. We're going to have to, unfortunately, charge you more for transportation production. But when oil was at $120 a barrel a few years back, and when it crashed to pretty much $30 a barrel, the price of gas skyrocketed, right? And the price of food went up. But when oil was at $130 a barrel, $20 a barrel, the price of food still went up, because they say, well, look at the price of oil and blah blah blah. So they get us on a double whammy. They get us on the cost of the price of oil goes up, so the price of food needs to go up because of production costs and transportation. And then boom, oil crashes. Then they don't drop the price of food. They hike the price of gas, because now the cities, it's more about taxation on the gasoline. People don't understand. It's the taxation on the gasoline, and it's dangerous, very dangerous game they're playing when they just simply flip the switch to raise the taxes to get their priorities in check. But you know what? Priorities haven't been in check. Governments are on rapid spending rampages right now, and that's causing a lot of conflict when it comes to distribution. Distribution is breaking down. I thought that the distribution level last year, when I said distribution will break down, there'll be a huge breakdown in a lot of things. I did not know that CV would have played. I would have never, ever fathomed a pandemic. I would have never fathomed that this would bring our economy to a screeching halt. I knew it could. I didn't think it would happen in 2020. I honestly, wholeheartedly didn't think so. I thought it was going to be more of, repo strains on the repo markets. You're going to start seeing more repo strains, more invertedness on the bond market, and then more money being thrown into the money system. I thought that would have been eventually the inevitable, but I did not know that the wake-up call would have been this. Yeah, of course, a pandemic would put a halt. You know, last major pandemics we had, like major ones, killed 40-50 million people, right? At the turn of the century, right? With the Spanish flu, right? So I'm just kind of throwing this out there, guys, because it's kind of important where we sit, right? What are we doing for preparedness? What are we doing for water, right? With like a lot of companies and countries, not companies, countries are now more and more privatizing their water. They're privatizing water. So when they continue to privatize water, it makes it harder for the locals. The locals actually pay more for water. Like in Australia, Canada, and all these companies that are corporations that are buying up our water on the cents on the thousand, not on the dollar, on the thousand, and deforestation and all this stuff that's happening, they're actually not pointing the camera to the right direction. They're not looking, they're not pointing the fingers to the right, to the correct problem that's at hand, right? Destruction of freedom of speech. They want to start tearing down Canada's, right to discussion, rights to assembly. We assemble on the internet. You know, we do Mike in the Night every Saturday night. It's been a hit. We're getting close to 200 plus people viewing at a time, which is really nice. I don't want to overdo it. Somebody messaged me a week ago and said, Mike, why don't you do Mike in the Night like 3 to 4 times a week? No, it's going to water it down, and then we're going to run out of topics to talk about. And we're going to start getting into more gossip crap than realistic things. So Mike in the Night every Saturdays, I think it's fantastic. I think it works. I think it makes sense. But to do it like 3 times a week, it won't fly. We already have Trends in the Housing Market, which Trends in the Housing Market is going to be more about, it's going to be housing, but we're going to be discussing layoffs, economic shortages, distribution cutbacks. Hi, ready? Yeah? Say bye. So we're off Daddy-Daughter Day, and every Monday's Daddy-Daughter Day. And we'll talk soon. Have a good day. Bye. Thanks, guys.